Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we got to talk about how to create passive income with dividend stocks. We're going to go over a little list for you, ladies and gentlemen, because it's SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream where it's members only with the icons that could be in the chat room. And of course, nobody's going to be left behind. Not on my watch. Everybody can get a little knowledge and help yourself slowly if it takes slow, but surely it's going to happen. Financial freedom papers. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening on a Wednesday night, because you can be anywhere in the world, but I appreciate you being here. And please share the video. Why? Because you never know who else you can help on this planet. Some people don't even know they need help. Some people just need something to come across their desk, and then they take a look and all of a sudden, hold on, I could use some help here. So tonight, the motto is nobody left behind. And because you can buy dividend stocks for as like $5, $6, $7 to begin with, get a rate of return of 10, 12, 14, 15% or more. That's what we have to talk about. That's passive income, ladies and gentlemen. Just like putting money in a bank, except in a bank, mostly you're going to get 4.5, 5% right now. But imagine if you can get 12, 13, 14, 15%. Of course, we have the answers. So make sure you have your pen, get yourself a pad, some paper, because this may help you tonight. Let me see who's in the house. And if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. On Wednesday nights, only members of the channel, those with the icon like Laverne Penix, are the only ones that can be in the chat room this evening. Everybody can watch. And Laverne Penix is here. His tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer, and welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name. And in case you don't know and you're new here, well, AKA Mr. Cool is here. He's definitely not left behind. He's already made some passive income streams before he came here in the house, and he's going to continue to make passive income streams because he's about that life, ladies and gentlemen, and he's Mr. Cool. Look who else is here. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, and he too has the icon, and he brings one of two taglines this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. Let's do this. We shall. Victor Marrero might as well get your pen pads and papers ready, because he might have some special items for you on the dividend stock funds. But tonight, I'm going to do something a little different. What I'm going to talk about is, well, hold on, check, mic check, earphone check. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot, tomorrow, 7:05 p.m. Eastern time, Larimar City and Resort. We're going to have the realtor Gwen in the house. If you have some questions, then will be a great time to talk about it, because, whoa, wait till you see what's happening. Victor Marrero says, also got the YouTube notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's two people. That's right. Thank you for letting me know. Now, I put in the chat room the link for that live stream tomorrow at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, with the realtor Gwen, Larimar City and Resort. I will give you a teaser. Here's one of the teasers. You guys already know there was going to be an amphitheater or convention center of some sort at Larimar City. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They listened. They've heard. And remember when I was telling you what's the largest amphitheater or convention center set up right now? Generally at Hard Rock. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? Well, remember what I said. 10,000 should be the right number to have the largest place in Punta Cana. Well, guess what? They're bringing it, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000 seat amphitheater is coming. Oh, yes, it's going down. Larimar City, I feel very, very special about this place. Number one with a bullet. And tomorrow you're going to find out even more. So that's the teaser. I wanted to give you one of the teasers tonight. And I probably should give two teasers, but I won't. We'll leave it at that. So I'll let him talk to you. And then therefore you guys can click on that link in the chat room. This is the link I'm referring to. So you can do the notify me. So that way you will be up to par. Now, let's get into the business at hand. How they're trying to wipe out the middle class. That's you, ladies and gentlemen. How they're trying to make it where the top 10% of the wealthiest control not only 70% of the wealth, but 80% of the wealth. You know, the crumbs gets left over when you have about 160 to 200 million people sharing the rest of the crumbs. And only 35 million are sharing the full pie, 80% of that wealth pie. What do you think is going to happen when this economy possibly could go worse or assets go down because of interest rate increases? Like today, another 0.25. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow about it, but you guys are going to see it here tonight. But look at this here. Let's just talk about this before we get into the dividend stocks. First of all, that means stocks are probably going to go down because of what happened today. It's May 3rd, and they started talking about, and they did, the Federal Reserve increase interest rates 0.25. Now, this is not surprising, so do not panic. Inflation was over 5%. We already know it's more than 5%, but 5% year over year, right? If you guys can hear that in the background, it looks like there's a mayhem happening. But nonetheless, 5% was basically what the Federal Reserve wanted to do a year and a half ago. They said they were going to go up to 5% for the federal funds rate. Well, they've achieved that. So this is why there wasn't going to be a 0.5. It wasn't going to be 0.75. It wasn't going to be 1%. But the problem is, no matter what they do, they're not doing both ways. There's two sides to the coin. If you're going to raise interest rates, then you have to stop printing money. You continue to print money, inflation continues to stay around. They can't stop printing money because the top 10 percenters are leveraged so much and they have to borrow that then they won't be able to borrow. You know what happens if that happens? You can't borrow. Your credit card is at its limit. Now all of a sudden, and you don't make the profits that you need to make or have the revenue to pay it back and can't borrow, now that causes a problem. And that also causes lower inflation, but they don't want to do that. You got to understand there's a correlation between the government printing up more money and inflation. Their interest rate is not relevant. They lead you to believe it's relevant because all it does is slow down people from buying and borrowing. That's all it does. They don't have any tools in any toolbox. You can have a monkey pick this stuff if you wanted to. What we do know is you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You could be a 5-year-old and tell somebody, hey, increase the interest rate. That'll stop people from borrowing, which stops people from buying. Decrease the interest rate. That'll make people borrow, which now means people can buy every damn thing on the planet when interest rates are low. That's all they're trying to achieve here, to a soft landing for their buddies. I feel a certain way about it because in a capitalist society, They basically are using socialism to prop up the wealthiest. And the rest of us have to do it the old-fashioned way. We have to earn it. So the biggest winners and losers, this is what happens. Savings accounts and CDs, they get to rise. So that's why I mentioned 5%, 5.5, even 6% interest rates on savings accounts will start showing up. They've already started showing up, but being at 6% to 6.5, some of those are going to start showing up because of this federal funds rate. So once again, people might start liking that 6% or 5.5%, right? What else? Mortgages. Now, they're claiming because the mortgage rates are based on the 10-year treasury yield. Oh, wait, here we go. They're talking about it. With the 10-year treasury yield falling from its highest levels in recent months. So when this happens, that decreases the cost of a mortgage. The funny thing, can you believe people are buying homes at 6.5, 7%, 7.5 like there's no tomorrow? Unbelievable, right? A liability, ladies and gentlemen. A home does not pay you, does it? You're paying for it. Now, if you buy passive income and get those streams of income in the house, that's an asset that you're getting streams of income from, and you make that and use that to pay your home mortgage. That's what you really want. All right. So, number 3, stock and bond investors, of course, they're going to love it, right? So, they're not going to mind that. Borrowers, now, if you're borrowing, you're going to have a problem because you're going to be getting a notice in the mail that your prime plus whatever rate just increased. So, you're going to have to sign. Whenever you sign into the website or get a letter in the mail, they're going to let you know the amount you owe is going to go up. The average interest rate on personal loans is 10.82% as of April 26. All right. Now, it's probably going to go up after today because it's 0.25. So you guys already know it's going to be over 11%. And that's just for starter. Credit cards, this is what I was talking about, variable rate credit cards. So therefore, based on prime rate, which is closely related to the federal funds rate, it's what I was talking about. It's prime plus for most credit cards. So it's going up. You're going to owe more money as of tomorrow. All right. On your balance. That's why you don't want to have balances. The U.S. federal government, the national debt nearing 32 trillion. Okay, if they say so, I think it's 35, 36. But let's say it's 32 trillion, like they say, and it will raise the cost of federal government as it rolls over debt and borrows new money. You guys understanding this? So now you understand why I have a disdain, why I have disgusting look on my face whenever these guys are out here talking about they're still printing up money. Printing up money affects you, ladies and gentlemen, more than you know. Inflation is one thing, but you're going to be paying for something that they're spending for today, years down the line, and your grandkids, great grandkids, and great great grandkids are going to be paying for all this nonsense they're doing right now. So if you're not going to be against it, so be it, but you're going to end up paying for it out of your own pocket. All right. So these are the things that you have to remember when you're sitting there listening to people say, oh, yeah, we're going to give tax cuts and tax breaks. Just remember, here's what a tax cut looks like. You have your business, you have your W-2, and you look at it and it says they took out whatever the amount is in taxes this year. What a tax cut or a tax break could be, tax break, for instance, could be, imagine if that amount that you see on your W-2 form, that tax is zero because they gave you a tax break for 5 years and you had to pay no taxes for 5 to 10 years. Who's going to pay it, you ask? Well, what if it was reversed and you said, hey, everybody that makes less than $250,000 a year, you don't have to pay any taxes. Why? And you tell them, oh, we're giving those guys a tax break. Do you think they would be looking out for your ass and say, oh, that's okay, it's all right, we'll pay their share? I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't even want to pay their own fair share as it is. So that's what a tax break is. In case you don't understand, when somebody starts talking that crazy, it's reverse in reality. They're giving the tax breaks to the wealthiest, and the people who are least wealthy are the ones paying their fair share, except there's one problem. The amount that they get a tax cut and tax break for is trillions of dollars. If all of the people, 80% of the population, guess how much you have in wealth? $4 trillion. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, 4 trillion. So if you had to pay tax on 4 trillion, or let's say the top 10%, 20% had to pay tax on 4 trillion, that tax is going to be low. But how much do you have to pay on 42 trillion of tax? It's more than 4 trillion, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. Guess who gets to pay more than 4 trillion when they're giving somebody a tax break? That's you and me. It's not 4 trillion, 8 trillion, 10 trillion. That's right. You and my kids, my great grandkids, all going to have to pay for this nonsense that they're doing right now. And when they increase the federal funds rate, just add 0.25 to that balance. You guys getting it, I hope. I know I don't explain things properly sometimes, but hopefully you can understand it in layman terms. They try to confuse you. And then we have the I bonds, which looks like 4.3% through October 2023. So some people might go with the I bonds, but we're going to give you an alternative, because today we're going to go with mortgage-backed REITs. That's right. You want to earn interest, dividend funds? I'm going to put this link. I didn't put it down below, but I'm just going to go to the screen right now. Look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. You want to earn 10%, 12%? Oh my, the first one, NLY, you guys know. You've heard of NLY. You've heard of AGNC. These are the first two on this list. This is just random right now. It's going by, I don't even know. It's not even alphabetical order. 18%. Why? Because banks, everybody's getting hit right now. Their stock price dropped. When stock prices drop on dividends, stocks, guess what? Your annual yield goes higher. So the question is, these mortgage real estate investment trusts, which is mortgage-backed real estate, 18%, unbelievable. AGNC, which is number 2, you've heard me talk of this before, 14.04%. Now, some things you've never heard me talk about, NYMT, BXMT, Blackstone Mortgage Trust. Well, Blackstone, 17%. New York Mortgage Trust, 17.37% for everybody on podcasts. So, what do you guys think of that? That's the rate of return that you can receive every year. But again, it's on the stock market. These are stock symbols over here on the left-hand side. If you're going to invest in mortgage-backed real estate trust, remember, the mortgage-backed real estate trust, because the interest rate went to 0.25, they now owe a little bit more money themselves, so they may reduce the dividend. But good news, if you think the Federal Reserve is going to go another rate hike, well, I think they're not going to have a choice to go, but they might go another 0.25. But if they do another rate hike, that will be the last one. See on the left-hand side, this market cap here in the billions of dollars. These are their friends. They're influential. They are down at the courthouse, or shall I say, at Congress, lobbying, telling them, hey, man, stop this. We need help out here. We're leveraged up to the hilt. Bad things are going to happen. So what's going to happen is this. If they do another increase, so be it. After that, there will be no more increases. They'll start decreasing it. These mortgage-backed securities, stocks, REITs, they will then, the price of the stock will start going up. So you have to do your own due diligence and figure out which one of these do you want to get into. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually, here's IVR, which is crazy. Look, just do your own research. All right. That's all I can tell you. I'm not recommending that you buy these. These are risky, volatile. When banking situations happen, banks go bye-bye, or they have to be bought out, bailed out. Then what happens? It could affect a REIT because they could be using borrowed funds from those banks. Look at here. IVR is something we talked about 2 years ago when it was around 19% annual yield. IVR is outrageous, highly risky. 27.07 is outrageous. Orchard Capital, ORC, I don't think these are current, quite frankly, but it could be today because some of these stocks went down. But ORC, you guys already know what ORC is. That's Orchard Island Capital. We've talked about this for years. ARR, never talked about. But again, I only had this list so that you guys could then do your own due diligence. All of these have a risk factor. So I'm going to put this in the chat room so you can see it. Therefore, you won't have a problem there. Here we go. Let's see. I've been talking for a little bit. Let me see who else is in the house tonight. Nice. Stepping up. That's a must. A place to enjoy live music. Congrats. That's right, Victor Marrero. It's almost as if somebody is listening. Okay, I'll give you one more. I'll do this. I'm going to go down the list, but can anybody tell me what I said about the casino, right? In the Caribbean, they have small casinos, right? They're just slot machines, a couple table games, and you're out. There's nothing else happening. They're really not that big, right? Right. I'll give you another teaser. All right. Think about it. Remember what I said about those, what you should do for a casino. Victor Marrero, he also said to expect a small recession. Yeah, I know. The market continues to be flat and will be like that for a long time, perhaps another year or two. That's why I shifted my strategy for dividend income. Exactly. Victor Marrero says it exactly right. Sometimes we have to change up, ladies and gentlemen. You don't be static or stubborn. Just like life, things change. You have to make maneuvers based on the situation at the time. And then you can either make a decision going off of the information you received, or you can stay pat. But I would love to stay pat if somebody's giving me 15% annually. I can afford to stay pat all day long. As long as that dividend's coming in, we can stay pat. We don't have to do anything because the money we put in, it's going to be earning that percentage for life as long as they give out the dividend. That is the beauty of this. So this is why we're talking about the mortgage back. This is on the high end of the volatility scale, but that is exactly right. Thank you for bringing that up, Victor Marrero. Vanessa Gate is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. She has the icon next to her name. And also, ladies and gentlemen, she's known here in these parts as the Seamless Genius. That's right. And she brings her tagline, hey, Boston SSN fam, got the notification. Thank you so much for letting me know. That's 3 people tonight. And very, very nice to see you once again. Victor Marrero says, banks are raising saving interest rates overall to attract deposits. Exactly. Wealthfront just raised their savings rates account rate to 5% starting this Friday. Holy smokes. They went up from like 4.3 to 5. I told you. It's all in stone. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. The first confirmation of the 5 to 6%. Here it is. What can you say? They're going to get your deposits, not yours, but a lot of other people is going to be putting money in there. But they could have been putting their money in a 12%, 15%, not just 5%, but 12, 10, 15, 20% even dividend investment stock. Crazy. So anyhow, you guys do realize banks are not safe. Don't Pac West is now a bank that's been, well, rumored to fail or have issues. So anyhow, I am a fan of dividend income ETFs, but always like to combine with blue chip ETFs that bring less dividend income, but have the historical upside potential. And Victor Morrell, some people may not know what you mean, but I will give you some of this, some blue chip ETFs. So we could be just talking about the legacies. Like he loves the SCHD, for instance. We love Vanguard, FTIs, and VTSAX and the VCR. Those are Vanguards. Schwab was the SCHD. So we also like where you have an Apple, a Microsoft, but unfortunately they're tech related, but they're cloud. They give off dividends too. They're only small though, 2%, 1.5, depending on their stock price. But ETFs, the ones that we're talking about tonight, you guys know already. JEPI, that gets us around 11.4, 11.5 right now if you purchase at this price. And since it's a bank stock, that's JP Morgan, their stock probably will go down a little bit over the next day or two. And then therefore, the yield will be higher. The yield generally ranges from 11.4, 11.5 to about 11.8, 11.9. That's generally the range on whenever you buy it. So even at 11.4 is great. 11.7 is great. Either one of those are great for a bank stock given that, or a bank ETF that's giving that type of return. They also have another one they started recently, the JEPQ. All right. JEPI, JEPQ, they're both in the 11 percentile range for their dividend returns annually. So keep that in mind. All right. So he's talking about blue chip ETFs. Nothing wrong with that. So those are some, and here you go. That is where in the chat room, you can go here and get that list that I showed. I'm going to bring up the list because we'll go down the list a little more. Still making my 1K in the mall, looking to do more. Vanessa Gate, the seamless genius, the one that came up with the Airbnb of malls. And some people would say, wait, what are you talking about? You know, those little kiosks? She figured out a way to get the kiosk and then rent them out to other business people. 2 people rents out half of it or whatever portion they have. And then she just sits back and collects the rent from them and doesn't have to close, doesn't have to open, doesn't have to attend, even go to the mall and do anything with that cart. And she gets to have passive income coming in, ladies and gentlemen. And all she has to do now is figure out another way to see about doing it again, and then again, and then again. This is how you make serious passive income and build a passive income business. Exponentials, ladies and gentlemen. Do it once and then duplicate it over and over and over. No new rocket science needed. And then the next thing you know, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month will be coming in. There you go. So she's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations, Vanessa Gate, because we have reached another quarter. So I'm assuming it's going so well that they signed up for another quarter. So now all you have to do is say, okay, it's a viable product that you have here, but different malls means different things. Same malls mean different things. So that's the only variable we have. We need a certain set of traffic and buyers, and depending on what the people who are renting the cart, what their products are, that also may matter as well. But right now, she has found the perfect formula, ladies and gentlemen, for what she's doing. And I think that formula that she has right here will work in any mall because of the products that her tenants have. It's health and beauty. That always sells. In case you don't know, even in a recession, even when the economy's bad, health and beauty products still sell. All right, just keep that in mind. So if you want to put your money into health and beauty stocks, I would recommend that you do. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. June, this quarter is up. The ladies are doing well. Oh, yes, this is awesome. So you pick the right mall, right location in the mall, pick the right 2 people with the right products and services, and it looks like it's winning. So again, the beauty of this is we came along for the ride. When she started this, it was I think the third quarter of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So it was almost before Christmas, and during the holidays, it's a little slower. So we were wondering what would happen. It worked out pretty good, holidays. Then she did the first quarter, January through the end of March. And apparently they're signed up still. So the whole 6 months has been great. And it's during uh, the slower season. Then Christmas is always, more business, higher demand. After Christmas, it slows down because everybody spent their money. And then generally starts picking up at the end of January and then February and March. So it gets in this little ecosystem. But here's the thing, if you can survive that 6 months, then you can survive the other 6 months because it's springtime, lots of holidays, school's out. Then you turn into 2 months later, it's summer break for kids, children, families now can go all over the place. So generally, if everything goes according to the normal situations, they're going to be fine from this next March all the way down through the third quarter of this year. It should be work out fine. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So she's doing a damn good job. Wow. They did really well because of prom season. Yep. See, she has the right products at the kiosk. That's the key, I believe. Health and beauty. But in this case, it's beauty products. And so it has worked out wonderfully. And she's exactly right. Weddings, prom seasons, anything that has to do with specialty items with hair, nails, beauty items, it's always a good thing. And when you're in a market that has 10, 20, 30, 40 high schools within a small radius, that always helps. All right. We kind of know where her place is because she was kind enough to share it with us, because this is what somebody could do. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, nobody gets left behind. Some people are right now watching this going, wait a minute, I'm in the health and beauty business. What is she doing? All right. What is she doing? What she did was she has beauty for hair. And I can't remember that it's a hair is one, I know. And I can't remember the other, but they share the kiosk and anybody can do this. She has a deal with the mall and rents out the kiosk. Then she rents it to those people and they share it. And then they just pay her rent. And she charged together. When those two people pay, they basically pay $1,000 more than what the kiosk costs per month. So that's where her profit is. And she gets to sit at home and collect after she set it up. And now she can do another one. That's what's so beautiful. All right, Victor Morrell dropping some more gems here, ladies and gentlemen. VOO and VTI will expose you to over 4K companies and plus international exposure. JEPI, VOO, SCHD, and you're set. There you go, Victor Morrell, VOO and VTI. I like it. He's mentioned some. So again, that's why you always got to have that pen, pad, and paper here, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Those are the safe ones. You'll have tech, commodities, and dividend income. No need to make it complicated. Exactly. Keep it simple, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to go for these single ones that I showed on that list. You can go with these. And like I said, he mentioned VOO, VTI. There's JEPI. There's VOO again, SCHD. We don't have to make this complicated. You can do whatever you want to do. We give you your choices. We give you some information. So again, here we go right here. Hair extensions and wigs. There we go. Hair extensions and wigs. I knew it was hair. I didn't know it was wigs on the other. But either way, there is big business for that. And just so you know, she's in the LA area. So, LA, you got to come with it, right? You got to come with it. Let's just call it what it is. It's always often, I used to be cared a lot about you have to understand there's an ecosystem when it comes to women. And that's why the beauty industry will always stay up no matter what, because there's certain places in the world that women, even though they say, well, I don't really compete against whatever, but let's just call it what it is. We're all animals, right? So there's attractions and things like that with female and males. So what was very fascinating to me when I was in the beauty industry, so to speak, from a different perspective, was Miami area, Southern California, LA down to San Diego. All right. The most beautiful women in the world reside in those. Well, in America, those are the number 1, 2 spots. So now ordinary women who aren't in that beautified modeling and TVs and all that, you have to compete. So it's not like you can just be like doing nothing. That's why there's a lot of workouts, gym, plastic surgery, all this body shaming and all this stuff goes on, unfortunately. And this is part of the situation when you're in LA, when you're in New York, when you're in major cities and you do hair, wigs, and anything else that's related to beauty. There's always going to be somebody coming in because there's new trends, new things. And that's basically the take that I have on it. She's been in the health and beauty industry. Her company is called, I can't remember, it has to do with health and beauty. So she's been doing this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking to market to all businesses. Let me pair you up and save rent money. Just a thought. There you go, Vanessa Comagate. You can do it with any business, but they'll be the next one, right? When it's just ordinary business, something that's generally not on the high end, is specialized, right? You don't want to really be in specialty. Hair and wigs, always. Nails, always, right? There's probably some other things that I can't remember off the top of my head, but she's in the right genre for LA market. That's what I can say. Definitely in the right market. Prom season, yeah, that must have been off the charts. I can only imagine. I can't even believe the people who make dresses. My cousin's wife makes dresses, and they're in the middle of, as far as I'm concerned, middle of nowhere. But last month, it was crazy. It was like prom. She had more than enough business. It was crazy. Just crazy. There we go. Beauty Emporium. That's it. I love that name. Beauty Emporium is awesome. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. See, so we gave you a little bit of stocks. Now we're talking a little bit of business. Nobody gets left behind. Why? We got to open up your brain. There's always many ways to get passive income coming in. All right. So let me give you another teaser. All right. I'll give you another teaser for the 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Larimar City and Resort updates and news. All right. I mentioned the casino. Remember, I was saying, don't mess around with the casino, right? Build a real casino. So what did they do? They said, okay, check. They're going to have the casino. Inside the casino, unlike all the other Caribbean casinos generally, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, music, Vegas-like, but not as big as Vegas. But all I'm saying is adding the music stage, having bars, having restaurants, nightclubs inside the casino. Yes, big time. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And by the way, Victor Morero, I was talking with Gwen and I said, hey, man, I said, there aren't any in the Caribbean. They don't have nightclubs in the casino. He goes, yeah, they do. He goes, at Hard Rock, they have the Oro nightclub. It's in the casino. I was like, wait, isn't Oro nightclub around the round thing? And it's not in the casino. It's outside. He goes, no, it's in the casino. So anyhow, I haven't been at Hard Rock for a while. So maybe something happened, but it used to be on the outside. But nonetheless, inside nightclubs, bars, restaurants, in a casino with table games, with slots, downtown Larimar City, throwing down, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, I might as well just tell you the second part. So then I said, you guys need to make a visit out to the MGM. Why the MGM in Las Vegas? Because has anybody went to the MGM Garden Stadium? You guys know when they used to have fights there, it was the MGM Grand concerts, MGM Grand. And then what happens when you go to the MGM Grand? You're going through the mall that has shops and stores, thousands of people. What happens when you leave? Going through the mall, coming out through the casino, where they have shops, casinos, restaurants, nightclubs. And if you have 10,000 people coming through, you have instant customers. Shall I say, that's a win, 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 ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. Vanessa says, I sent you an email where Hard Rock in Punta Cana was booked. Are you serious? Holy smokes. Wait. Oh man, this is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I start stuttering like this is because it starts to be something that's inconceivable. What I mean by that is when, yes, they are booked, but here's the thing. They're charging $1,300, $1,500 and up per night. It's all inclusive, yes. But that is still a lot for all inclusive. 7 nights is $10,000. Victor Marrero has a condo, which I'm going to start calling residence, at the Hard Rock. All right. But it's Cana Rock Galaxy. And I believe family member owns at the Star. Other people own at the condos. If they continue to charge these type of rates, and you have a 2-bedroom condo with kitchen, balcony, and pools at your spot, and a restaurant, and fitness gym, this right here means, would somebody spend $10,000 all inclusive? You don't think they're going to give you $3,000 for not all inclusive for a week? I mean, seriously. That's $7,000 that they can be anywhere in Punta Cana every day, and you still can't spend all the money with a family of 4. Let's get real. You have to spend $1,000 a day for every day you're there. You're not going to do that. You can go on the ATVs with the family. That's $500, $600. You can go eat at any restaurant 2 or 3 times, and you still wouldn't spend $400, even with a family of 4. This is crazy. I'm looking at it now, and I'm going to actually cut this for a second and do a little commercial. Let's see. Vanessa Comagate, I was on Facebook and a fan member asked where to stay in Punta Cana. Hey, that would be that. You got that right. You didn't know that? Yes, inside the Hard Rock Casino, there's a club called Oro. We've been there many times to do some salsa. The place gets crazy with parties. Yes, Victor Marrero, Oro used to be on the outside. I don't remember it being on the inside, or I just don't remember the placement because I can't remember it being inside. I remember it being where Madonna's limousine was by there. That's all I remember. I don't remember the other place. I got to go stop in there next time just to go see what it looks like, because that's great. But I love that concept, the Oro nightclub, beautiful. So that's what they're going to be doing up at Larimar City, nightclubs, restaurants, all that in the casino, just like we're used to, kind of like in America, but it's Orenis Group. So you guys can already go see some of their places at the orenisgroup.com, maybe, ORENES group.com. If it rivals their grand units, which it will if it has nightclubs, their grand units, none of their units right now have nightclubs. They have restaurants, they have bars where they have stages, but none of them have nightclubs inside. That's why it's going to be very special. But I didn't know that because I just can't remember that being inside there. Someone mentioned a Hard Rock, and she said she believed they were booked. That's incredible. Incredible. We as Cana Rock owners will have access to the casino and the Oro Club for free every night starting at 7 p.m. That means my renters will also have access to it. Trust me, I have a strategy for that. Victor Marrero, this is great, great news. Because if your guests get to go to that nightclub, that in itself is going to be special, where they don't have to pay, don't have to get the wristband. So now we can go to the restaurant the little deli, the casino, and go to the Oro nightclub. Everybody knows about Oro. Oro's cool. So that is a big time bonus. Big time, because if they weren't able to do that, then nightclubs was out. Everybody would have to leave the premises because there's no other way you could get to a nightclub. So that is major in itself. So now you have restaurant, your restaurant at your place, restaurant at the Hard Rock. Now you have the nightlife. So that helps out greatly. So that's a good start. So this will start the ascension of Rock properties starting to realize a higher value. And great idea. I know you do, Victor Morel. You're going to tie that in. I would too. Definitely. I like that. We got to get it wherever we can get. And that's great news for everybody at Rock, because I really didn't know that. Wow. That will be nice. Cha-ching. Exactly. Exactly nice. In fact, now I'm going to do a little, we've been doing this again. We've been here for a little over, has it been an hour yet? If not, it doesn't matter. If you like what I'm talking about tonight, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, and smash that like button. And also, I should add, you know where to get the gear. StopStrugglingNow.com website, SSN Nation hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Go down there and get some of those, ladies and gentlemen. And again, new t-shirt coming out, new hoodies coming out. All right, even though it's almost summertime. Now, I'm going to actually run off a little SSN lifestyle promo. Let's see here. We will go with this one today.
Come on, come on.
Oh, yeah, boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're still going strong, getting those dividend stocks. Let me break these back out again. All right, here we go. There you go. This right here, I went from high to low. If you're going to do these solo stocks, these mortgage-backed REITs, all right, they're backed by the government. So that's one of the reasons people do these. But remember, they return a higher rate because they're higher risk. All right, just keep that in mind. So you got to do your own due diligence. Don't just go by because IVR does 27.07. These guys, they change their dividends every now and then. So it might be 27.07 on this list, but this isn't up to date. So go look now and you'll see that it's probably way lower. And some of these guys can't take the heat when the interest rates go up. So you have to pick and choose which ones, but I'm just going down slowly. Refi is very interesting. I don't think it's at 16.7. This is an old list, but this is just giving you an idea. All right. Now, 14.59 MITT, EFC, PMT, but you got to do all your research if this fits in what you want to do. AGNC, like I said, I talk about this a lot, 14.04. Arbor's right here at 13.63. You heard me talk about ABR, A as in Apple, B as in boy, R as in Robert. MFA Financial, 13.4. So again, you have all of these, and I put it down in the link in the chat box where you can pull this up yourself because they're going to cancel this. This used to be a great way to find them, but apparently somebody got sick as they made a note at the beginning, and they can't put it on there anymore. So you might see the rates lower than what you see right now. So just keep that in mind, but do your own due diligence. This is dividend investing. This is how you create passive income with dividend stocks. And then you can go with the ETFs, some that we mentioned before. Victor Morel even chimed in with his JEPI, with his SCHD, with his VOO, the VTIs, VTSAXs, all right, VCRs, all of that. That's Vanguard Group. Go check them out. And then these are situations where these are REITs, all right, real estate investment trusts, mortgage backed. So those are the things that you have to remember. Okay, let's see. You guys also have access. Hold on. Let's see. You guys also have access to Hard Rock at night, casino, the club, and the little cafe places on that hallway. Yep, exactly. You can arrange transportation from Larimar. Just another option for you. Victor Morel. See? Victor Morel thinking ahead of the game. See? This is what we're talking about. Again, Victor Morel, he understands the game. This is what I try to tell everybody. This is why you want a place that has amenities. You get to cross-reference, make money based on cross-referencing. So what I'm trying to say is this, just what Victor Morel eloquently explained. So let's say you're staying out at Larimar, or reverse, let's say you're staying out at Hard Rock. Both of them work the same way. So let's say everybody's staying out of Hard Rock who's spending $1,300 a night. They're sitting there going, well, where do I want to go? Some people are going to say naturally, Coco Bongo, downtown where there's bars, restaurants, a whole area where there's a patio and they play music and have fun, almost like Fremont Street, right? So after you do that one night or 2 nights, then it's kind of like, okay, I'm a tourist. I saw that. I hung out here. Is there another cool spot? Somebody's going to go, yes. How about the Oro Hotel at the Hard Rock? And they do have a little restaurant. They do have that little deli. They do have a casino, and they have this cool nightclub. Now, they go, okay, so they go there. Now what happens? They say, okay, I went there that night. That's cool. Well, now it's 2 days later. They're like, okay, is there any other hot spots to go? Then they go, wait, there's another casino up there, except that's at Larimar City. And they have restaurant, nightclubs, bars, and it's a city as well, shopping and all this stuff is up there. Now somebody would say, oh, yeah. And it's 5-star hotels up there, just like at Hard Rock 5-star. So now all of a sudden people are 5-star people like to hang out at 5-star spots. So that's what's going to happen. An ecosystem starts happening. And I like what he said. He's already thinking ahead of the game because that's what's going to happen. You got to utilize everything. Just remember, your place may or may not be the best. Even though I have Larimar ranked number 1 on my list, because I'm ranking at number 1 based on the amenities that they have, based on everything that they're bringing to the table. But that does not mean that once they build it, that tourists and guests feel like it's number 1. See, there's a big difference. So tourists and guests may feel it might be number 1, but it might be number 10 to them. Some people will have negatives. They'll say it's too far outside of town, or it's too long, too far, too hard to get there, or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't work for everybody. But how do you get people there? Well, you get people there when all of a sudden you have things such as transportation. When you start saying, if you stay at Larimar, we'll take you to Hard Rock. You can go hang at the casino, Oro, and all that. Or we'll take you to downtown where you can go to Coco Bongo. All of a sudden now it's not too far because they have transportation to the hot spots, right? That's how it works. Very good points, Victor Morel, once again. Just another option. We got to have options. Remember, most people are going to stay when they go to a trip. They stay on average, 5 days, I believe. But Dominican Republic had an 8-day average the first quarter of this year. 8-day, which means 7 nights was the average stay. So if somebody's staying there, 7 nights is the average stay. So what? Coco Bongo is cool. You can go there like 2 nights. After that, you're going to be looking for another spot. You're going to say, okay, well, where's the other hot spots here? Some people say Los Corrales, El Cordecito. Okay, you go down there for a day. Now all of a sudden you're like, okay, I saw that too. Now what? So it's these things. I want to go do some water sports or water paddle boarding or something. Where can I go do that? Well, Caribbean Lake Park, or you can go up to Larimar. They have some of those pools. Just bring your paddleboard up there. I mean, all kind of things can happen. As long as all these options are available, then it changes the whole game. All right. So enough about that, because we're talking about how to create passive income with dividend stocks, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't want anybody left behind. We're already left behind. You're already behind the 8 ball. No matter how successful you are, there's always something that can happen later, because you're going to retire. There's modes in life. 1 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75. These are all different chapters, all different ways that you make money, lose money, make money, arrange money. And then eventually you say, well, I think I'm going to retire. And that's when you hope you have something in place that now you have passive income coming in. That is the trick, right? So the sooner you get to that passive income, the better. Think about it. All right. I see I have some messages here. Hold on a second. Did I miss something? Just another option. Okay. Will I be able to enter Larimar Casino with visitor pass? Do you know if it will be open to the public? I may just like the Hard Rock. Yes, Victor Morel, it's open to the public. It's not going to be inside the gates. It's open to the public, where they have the shopping, some more restaurants, stores, things like that. It's in the city. So it's open to the public. That's what's cool about it. So no passes needed. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. As SSN Nation, when the time comes, we need to help each other with customers. If my place is booked, I would recommend yours, and vice versa. That's exactly right. We do it in Margaritaville, and that's more bookings. It works. Exactly. And here's the thing. What also happens is people tell their friends, and then there's another whole ecosystem that comes into it, because their friends are going, yeah, my friends told us they stayed there. So the next thing you know, you have all these people returning or going to your friends' other places. Yeah, that's a very good point. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. We have 50 people who have property in the Dominican Republic. Some have more than one unit. So out of the 50 people, there's probably over somewhere near 100 units between the 50 people, because some people have 4 units. Somebody's vying for 5 units possibly. So now we might have our first 5 unit, but we, on average, it's like, it's not 2 exactly. It's more like 1.5, but I rounded up to 2. So we have potentially anywhere from 1.5 to 2 units for every person. And so if we all band together and we have an ecosystem, we can make it work. And especially if you have properties that are like, so somebody staying at Hard Rock won't mind staying at Larimar. Somebody staying at Larimar won't mind staying at Cruise on Land. Somebody staying at Cruise on Land won't mind staying at Vista Cana. Right? Somebody staying at those won't mind staying at Cap Cana. So you want those like, and then some people will say, well, I have a regular condo with a pool. Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing. Some people are going to go, oh man, they have them other spots. And of course, the other spots cost more. But people will say, well, I'll stay at those other spots because all the amenities that we're going to spend $500 or $600 on for our family, they're included. We don't have to worry about it. So we'll go stay at these places. So that's how it works. And then some other people will say, well, this time when we come, we don't need anything fancy. We just want to spend $150 a night, $125 a night. We'll just stay at a condo that has enough room for us and a pool and a gym maybe. And it's near downtown, so we're good. So we'll just stay there this trip. So there's something for everybody. Remember, there's always something for tourists. Just keep that in mind. So you just have to pick the right spot, right location. But here I have to direct, right? As a director of the cruise ship, I always say, get as many amenities as you can, because then you don't leave out anything. So if you want to get a condo that costs $75,000 and only has a pool, so be it. But that means when they want to do other things, they have to leave. And then while they leave, if they ever come back, they're probably going to stay at a place where they have the extra amenities, right? Because it's going to get pricey out here to be a tourist, ladies and gentlemen. It already is. It's going to be pricey. So people are going to start looking at the numbers and they'll be like, wait a minute, do I really want to spend $1,000 per night? Do I really want, and it's not all inclusive, but so people start thinking like this. So keep that in mind. All right. That can be arranged by having a group shared calendar. Exactly. I'm open for a Zoom or Teams meeting to discuss ideas. We can also include the transportation context there. Exactly. Exactly. It's going to be very, very interesting, Victor Morrell, because in about a year and a half, 2 years, we're going to have about 50, not 50, but probably 25. Yeah, definitely 25, 27 people will have their units on board. And it's going to be very, very interesting. So, yes. And in case people are wondering what we're talking about, this is in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Pre-construction properties are being built right now. No credit check, no qualifying. That means nobody's going to be left behind. If you have the money to put down a down payment of 10%, which is the value of the property, if it's 120,000, you got to put down 12,000. Then you make a monthly payment up until whenever they finish building the condo or the villa, and then you owe 30%, 40%. All right. And or hold on, not owe. You have paid 30 or 40% and you owe 60 or 70% loan to value. Keep in mind, values of these condos and villas are rising dramatically. All right. The best deal for condos right now is at Larimar. And well, I should say Cruise on Land too, but Cruise on Land I have a little issues with, but because they have too many got yous in their contracts. Go look for the why it's not number one video, why Cruise on Land is no longer number one, because at one time it was number one until you see all the little poison pills in their contracts to lock you up. And basically, it's almost like you're buying a timeshare. Even though you're buying a condo for the whole year, it's almost like a timeshare because they control everything. You control zero. Either you have to be in the rental club, rental pool, or you can't be in the rental pool. And you have to have the furniture package if you're going to be in the rental pool. At Larimar, you don't have to have the furniture package so far to be in the rental pool. So that just gives you an idea on why they're no longer number one, along with some other things as well. If you're not in the rental pool, then you don't have the wristband, because apparently they're going to have a wristband. When you pay your HOAs, it only covers your building and the amenities at your building. So all the sports complex, all this other stuff, it doesn't include any of that unless you pay an amenities fee. The amenities fee is unknown at Cruise on Land. It could be $65 per room. So if you have a 2-bedroom, that'd be $130 a month plus your HOA fee. But then again, it could be $100. They haven't actually put it in stone yet. All right. I guess I'll give you one more thing that in case people aren't going to be on the live stream tomorrow with Gwen about Larimar. In the month of July, they're going to have a model. That's right. I can't believe it. I wouldn't recommend it, but they're going to put a model out on the ridge. So that'll be very interesting. All right. So what are we at? April? No, we're in May. May, June, July. 3 months. There'll be a model out there. So now people will drive out there. They'll see what it looks like. And that'll be a marketing aspect. So I gave you 3 things tonight. All right, Byzantine's in the house. Byzantine Red, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he says, hey, to the other members at Twitch, thank you. Very nice to see you, Byzantine Red, once again in the house. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back to how to create passive income with dividend stocks. Once again, let me go down our short list on some of these mortgage backed. And wait, hold on. Messed it up a little bit. Here we go. Mortgage backed. So I went down, well, kind of. Starwood Trust, STWD loan is at 9.29. Again, here's NRZ, which is very interesting. That used to be double digits, but NRZ, all of these, again, if you want to get this list so this can start your due diligence, then I put it in the chat room already. And if anybody came late, I'll put it in the chat room again so you can see it on replay. You should see it in the chat room as well. So you got to open up the live chat for the replay. So it's stockmarketmba.com, list of mortgage-backed REITs. All right. So hopefully that helps you out to get started. Then we gave you some ETFs. Victor Morrell gave some ETFs. But ETFs, VTI, VOO, VCR, VTSAX, these are Vanguard groups. Then SCHD. Then we went to JP Morgan, JEPI, JEPI. Then we went to JEPQ. All right. Those are good ones to stay in this 11, 12, 13%. Then if you want to do individual ones, then this is why I gave you this list. But ones I've always talked about is ORC, Orchard Island Capital. I've talked about PSEC, Prospect Capital. P as in Paul, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, C as in Charles. It's now over 10% return. We have individual ones. So those are some of the individuals. Icon Group, I love. IEP. In fact, I got to go look this up because his stock dropped. That means the dividend yield has increased. Look at this, 24.56 because Carl's Icon's Empire loses $6 billion a day after short seller report. They're shorting his and they're saying it's a Ponzi-like structure. This is interesting because he has energy, automotive, food packaging, metals, real estate, home fashion. Interesting that they would say it's a Ponzi scheme when he's bought into this myriad of sectors of the market. Very interesting. But because his price went down from 37 was it? Yep, 37 down to 32. That's $5, 20% haircut. Now takes his dividend to over 20%. Whoa, that's pretty serious. And I didn't know he was at Milton Towers and Sunny Isles was his headquarters. All right. Of course it is. Taxes. Less taxes that way. I have to agree. All right. So there we are. Curtis Davis is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And he has the thumbs up this time. No tagline this evening, just a simple thumbs up. But whenever I see his name, we always think of Mr. Financial here, ladies and gentlemen, bringing the pain of ABMM. And why do I say pain? Because it is pain. You have to do the always be making money. That's the trade line. That's his line, Mr. Financial. He's here, and he also helps out people. That's right. He has his own channel, too. It's known as Chili Davis with 2 L's, CHILLY Davis. We need to get him up to 1,000 subscribers. So please go over there and subscribe to his channel. Click the all notification bell there. He gives updates throughout the day and evening for the stock market, earnings reports, any type of news that comes out. He'll drop a video. You just never know, but it's helpful. In order to be the best, you always have to get information. The information you had yesterday may not be the same information today or tomorrow. So just like the Icon situation right now, where they're shorting his fund or his ETF, whatever you want to call it, it dropped his price of the stock, which now meant the return on your dividend has increased dramatically, 25%, damn near 24.8%. That is scary because that is ridiculously high. Could you imagine every $1,000 you get $250? That's crazy. 10,000 is 2,500. 100,000 is 25,000 a year, $2,000 a month. That would come in handy, ladies and gentlemen. But again, it's high risk. If people are shorting it, there's sometimes a reason, or sometimes they're just trying to hurt people. So you don't know, but you have to do your own due diligence. But geez, that is crazy. All right. So hopefully you go over there and check out Chili Davis. But very nice to see you once again, Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see if there's anything else that you want to talk about, because it's just going to be short and sweet tonight, because this is how you create passive income for a long term. You can go with the less risky, JP Morgan, the Vanguard groups, some Charles Schwab's, SCHDs. There's one that I'm missing, VOO. You can go with those. Vanguard again. There's ETFs, broad markets, JEPI, JEPQ, JEPI, and stay around 12%, 11.5%. Stay in that range. You can do dollar cost, meaning put some money in every 2 weeks or every paycheck, every month, and that's how you can do it. So it works out in the long run, but it only works in the long run the best when you can get in when there's disarray in the markets. When everything's going good, you can't get these type of returns. They're going to be in single digits. You'll be getting 7%, 6%, 2%, 3%, because the stock price has increased. So therefore, when you buy the stock after it increases, the dividend yield goes down. So that's why it's always good when things are down. That's when you want to pick things up. And this is also why the wealthiest outgain the poor, because the wealthiest are dumping money into the stock market because they have the extra disposable income, whereas the people who are not as wealthy don't put that much in. So when the stocks go up, who's going to benefit more? The people that had more money in the stock market. So everybody's going to get a gain of 50%, 60%, potentially 100%. But there's a big difference between somebody who has a 200,000 portfolio and his goes up 100%, than somebody that has a $2 million portfolio and his goes to 4 million. His wealth is created 10 times the wealth of the person that has 200,000. So you can't keep up. Let's just call it what it is. So the wealth gap gets larger. All right. So keep that in mind. Brian P is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings the tagline this evening. Hello, Eric. Hello, SSN family. Hello to you too, Brian P. Very nice to see you once again with the icon next to his name. And in case you're out here and can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. Only members with the icon or members of Twitch can be in the chat room tonight. Okay? That's how it works. Okay, let's talk about some more of this, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Go see our live stream with the Realtor Gwen. We're going to be talking about Larimar, City and Resort, updates, news, information. And there we go. All right, you don't want to miss this. Horizon Views. We're going to call H1 the first tower, Horizon 1, Horizon 2. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Horizon 2. We have some surprises coming, and they still have units available at Horizon 1, known as H1. All right, so keep that in mind, and the prices are still right for what you're getting. And this is, don't miss tomorrow. You guys, if you're looking at pre-construction property, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, Larimar City, I suggest you check out tomorrow's video, because towers 1, 2, and 4 in the prime towers, they have been sold out, except they have those new units that are $185,000, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms that are 1,100 square feet. And it's either a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, which makes it have a dining room area, or you take the dining room area out and now you'll have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So that's what also we'll be talking about tonight. You guys have seen it before. $185,000 makes it a perfect price, and you have ocean view from your unit as well, partial ocean view and partial boardwalk view. So that makes it kind of unique when you're on your balcony. It's not from your unit, but still partial on your patio balcony is better than zero. So just saying. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow night, Thursday, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there. Don't miss it if you're in the real estate game, real estate investing, no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry. All right, I'm going to wrap it up this evening. This was short, yes. But once again, I'm trying to cut these down from 2, 3, 4 hours like we've been doing and get some things done. And then I have a lot more to do because I'm enjoying myself with some other business ventures that has to do with Punta Cana right now. And so I am going to start producing a little bit more videos, doing some other things regarding Punta Cana. And we have people watching from across the pond about especially Larimar. And they're also making decisions on some property rentals here as well in the Punta Cana region, Dominican Republic region. So I'm going to do this before we go because it's May 3rd. And you guys know it's always Dominican Watch, Dominican Today Watch. I'm not expecting them. Is this correct? UN? Are you serious? Okay. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, these guys are going all out to get people over here to Dominican Republic. All out. This is crazy. Look at this here. Okay, so here's what I go to, even though it's only May 3rd. So I start looking at a week from now, which will be May 10th. We'll have the numbers for last month in April. I believe they're going to break records because for 2 weeks, they were 95 to 100% sold out on the island. That is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want a piece of that or not? Because I do. All right. Hispaniola. Here we go. Punta Cana will host the UNWTO. That's incredible. May 3rd. Okay. Reconstructed access road to Macau Beach. Yes. It was like an old 2-lane city road down to Macau Beach. They had to do it. They have 5-star hotels coming to Macau Beach. They got to at least have a 4-lane road, right? That's good news. Gold record for Disney's La Ultima. Okay, congratulations to him. New villa project, 180. Okay, nothing here for travel, but I will pull this up just for curiosity's sake. When are they having this? This is going to be in Punta Cana, May 16th to May 18th. Wow. Okay, it's not the United Nations. World Tourism Organization. All right. I like that even better. They're bringing in more people so they can find out. Now, let's see if we can get some numbers early. I don't think we will, but just in case. Dreams, okay, we know that's happening. Nothing else new. So that's going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. No United Nations. It is World Tourism Organization. But then, yeah, like they need more people. All right. So if anybody knows the numbers, let us know either Friday. Hopefully, I'll see you on Friday at our 9:10 p.m. Friday night live stream. Hopefully, I'll see all those interested in real estate, no credit check, no qualifying, tomorrow at 7:05 p.m. when I'm with Gwen Frere. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. But Gwen will be here discussing real estate at Larimar City and Resort and the Horizon Views, Paradise Towers. Oh, yeah. And Horizon Views 2 Tower. It's going to be special, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, by the way, I will say some other wish list things that I mentioned in case you don't know, and I mentioned it earlier at real estate wise at Larimar. they have Prime Towers. And when they first built Prime Towers, or the renderings for Prime Towers, I mentioned this on Friday, the penthouse units had a 1,000 square foot terrace up top, right? Well, they changed it where there's no terrace above the penthouse unit. So, once again, I was giving advice saying, it would be awfully cool if you built a structure where you could have a pool on the top of the building, since there is no 1,000 square foot terrace up there anymore. And each building has a pool in the Prime Towers, because you would be able to see the ocean from up there. I know 1,000 square feet is not that big, or to some people it is. It's not really that big when you really think about it, putting a pool up there. But you can do something up there. So it'll be very interesting if they actually decide to do that. I don't know if they'll have enough room, but hell. Oh, and I should mention this. 1,000 square feet was based on the unit up front. So then they do have enough rooms, because I forgot, it's 1,000 for up front, 1,000 for the unit in the back. That's 2,000. Then you have 1,000 on the side, 3,000. So there is 3,000 square feet that they can utilize up top. So then you can put in a pool. 3,000 square feet's a lot when you're on one level. So they can do something special up there. So anyhow, I put in my 50 cents for that. Voting for that, ladies and gentlemen, that would increase the values as well. The values of Larimar are going to increase. The values of Vistacana going to increase. Values at Rock have already increased. Values of downtown going to increase. Values of Capcana going to increase. Where can you get in? Can you get in at 260, 360, 400, 500, 600 like Miami? That's what this is going to be. That's where the prices are headed. So hopefully, if you want to get that appreciation and get some assets and blow up in the next 4 years, 3 to 4 to 5 years, you got to get in now. All right. Those of you who got in already in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 already, congratulations, because everything you have in the Dominican Republic has increased in value. Some people it's double. Some people it's 50%. Some people it's more than double. Congratulations for everybody. We're winning. And you haven't even finished delivery yet. Think about it. How about that? All right. We're going to close out tonight. If anybody has anything else they want to mention, please let me know. And if not, it's again, thank you so much for being here. I love you very much. I appreciate your support. Everybody with the icon next to your name, you could always join me on the screen, in the on YouTube. You can post, all right? I post and put in a link, so you can always join me on the screen if you ever want to discuss and talk and come on screen. And if you don't want to show your face, you can always cut off your camera, and then I'll put an emoji in there for you. So you don't have to do anything special, and then we'll just hear your voice in case you're camera shy. And then we can go from there, and you can discuss and talk about anything you want. And on Wednesday, as you know, only members with the icon can be in the chat room. That's how it has to be. All right. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to do it with nobody left behind. We have to give everybody the information so you can choose. If you only have $50 a week to put in, or $50 a month to put down, you have something that you can put in for your future. Because remember, some of these stocks, these dividend stocks, pay every month or every 3 months. They give you a dividend. You can reinvest it. And so it's for life, that it can just keep reinvesting itself. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later, that's going to be a nice little chunk of change. So if you add to it and do the dollar cost averaging all the time, then when time comes, you'll sit there and say, wow, I get to make maybe $500 a month or $500 a year. You never know. It could be $1,000. It could be $20,000. It could be $30,000. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I'm glad I did this over the last 10 years or 15 years. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's an option for you. And it's an easier option than going out here buying liabilities. People have no problem. The average monthly payment for a car is $730 a month. People have no problem on something that's going to go down. They're going to spend $730 a month for 5, 6, 7 years. They could have put that same $730 into something 1 year. That's almost 84. What is that? $8,500 that you could have had in stocks, where the next year you could be getting 15% return on that. And some people would say, okay, Eric, that's not really that much. Okay, but you're getting a start. Think about year 2, year 3, year 4. 15% is 1,000. Then the next year it's 2,000 plus you're compounding. So it's more than 2,000. Then it's 3,000. Then it's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. So plus you're compounding. So you could have double the amount. And then you start getting into things like, okay, I'm getting 3,000 or 4,000 per year just from that over the last 5 years. And if you did that twice, you could almost have $1,000 a month coming in while you're sleeping. So that's how you have to start thinking, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, all right. Thank you for the information, Eric. Thank you so much for being here once again, Brian P. Appreciate the support as well. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens, just make sure you stay motivated, keep moving forward, and always keep your head up. Keep moving, and I'm out.